Most people think Parker and Castle Rock are interchangeable until they live here. Same price range, general location on a map, both in Douglas County. But your daily life in each is gonna feel completely different. And if you choose wrong, you won't notice it on day one. You'll feel it 30, 60, 90 days in. When that routine starts to settle, that's where this decision actually shows up. So if you're deciding between Parker and Castle Rock, this is the part most people miss. It's not about which one is better, it's about which one fits how you actually live. And if you get that wrong, well, the house won't fix it. Quick question for you. Are you someone who wants things close and convenient, or are you okay with trading time for space and separation? Keep that in mind as we go through this, because that answer alone is gonna point you in one direction pretty clearly. Let's start with Parker. On paper, Parker checks a lot of boxes. It's built for accessibility. Strong proximity to Denver Tech Center, the E470 access, that's easy. You can get into Denver without feeling like it's a full commitment. Day to day, that's gonna matter more than most people will actually expect. If your work and your social life or your routines touch Denver or the tech center at all, Parker's gonna keep everything within reach, and you're gonna feel that immediately. Your errands are tighter, your drive times are gonna be shorter, you're not gonna have to plan your day around much distance. That's the upside. Now, here's where the trade-off starts to show up. Parker is definitely more built out, more rooftops, more density, less separation between neighborhoods. You're not getting that wide open feel. And for some people, that's gonna become noticeable pretty quick, especially if you were thinking you were moving to Parker to get some more space. Parker works really well if your priority is access and efficiency. But if your expectation is land, peace and quiet, and some distance, you're gonna start feeling that mismatch. Castle Rock's gonna feel different the second you drive into it. And for a lot of people, that's exactly the appeal. You get more space, more visual openness, more of that Colorado feel that people picture before they move here. But here's the part that doesn't show up in listing photos: the distance. Castle Rock's a little further from Denver, from the tech center, from a lot of daily touch points. And it doesn't feel like a big deal at first until you're doing it every day. Commute definitely adds up. That extra 15 to 20 minutes definitely changes your routine. And that's where people either love Castle Rock or start second guessing themselves. So now you've got the core trade-off. Parker's gonna give you that access. Castle Rock gives you the space. So let's go deeper, because that's still just the surface level. So let's talk about the daily rhythm, because this is where the difference really shows up. In Parker, your day is gonna feel a little tighter. You wake up, you get where you need to go quickly. You're stacking multiple things in your day without even overthinking. Work, gym, errands, dinner, it all is gonna fit without a lot of friction. Castle Rock, it's a little different. The day is gonna require some more attention. You're driving more, you're planning more, you're spacing things out a little bit more. It's not worse, it's just a different rhythm. If that rhythm doesn't match how you naturally operate, that's when your frustration is gonna start to build. Let me ask you something. Do you want your day to feel efficient, or do you want to feel it a little more separated, a little more slow? There isn't a right answer to that, but one of these areas is gonna match that better than the other for you. Now let's talk about the community feel, because this is the other place that people underestimate. Parker, it's gonna feel more suburban, more structured neighborhood, consistent layouts, definitely more of that organized community environment. It's pretty predictable. And for a lot of buyers, that's gonna be exactly what they want. Castle Rock, it's gonna have some more variation. You have newer developments, you definitely have some older established areas, and you have pockets that definitely feel more spread out. It definitely feels less uniformed. And that can either feel more interesting or less convenient, depending on what you're used to and what you're looking for. Let's talk price and value for a minute. This is where things are gonna look very similar on the surface. You can definitely spend similar numbers in both areas. What you're gonna get, it's gonna be a little different. In Parker, you're often trading for the location. You get close proximity, more convenience, less drive time. In Castle Rock, you're gonna trade a little bit more for space. You're gonna get larger lots, more separation, and more visual openness and topography. So that said, it's not just what the house looks like. It's what your money is prioritizing, time or space. Here's the mistake that I see over and over. Buyers walk into a house in Castle Rock, they love the space, they love the setting, and they say it feels right, but they haven't tested the commute time. They aren't living the daily drive, and 6 months later, that's the part they can't ignore. On the flip side, some buyers are gonna choose Parker just out of convenience. Everything works, everything's easy, but over time, they start wanting some more breathing room, a little more distance from neighbors, a more open feel. That is the trade-off. And it'll show up after the move, definitely not during the showing. If you're deciding between these two, this is the question you need to answer honestly. Where do you want to feel the compromise? In your time or in your space? Because you don't get both here, at least not at the same level. I'm curious, which one matters more to you right now? Closer access or more space? Drop it in the comments, because that answer usually tells you where you should be focusing. Now, one more layer. How about the long-term fit? Because it's just not about the next year. It's gonna be about how your life evolves. If your work or lifestyle is tied to Denver or the tech center, Parker might hold up better long-term for you. If your priority is slowing down, having prioritization, leaning into space, Castle Rock tends to win over time, but only if that's actually how you want to live. So when you look at Parker and Castle Rock, don't ask which one is better, ask which one matches your real life, not your ideal version. Not what looks necessarily good on a weekend visit, your actual physical day. That's what you're buying into and paying for. In the next videos, I'll break down specific neighborhoods in Parker and Castle Rock, where you should be looking, where you should be cautious, and how each area really lives once you get there. If you want to make the right decision the first time, stay here, subscribe, and keep going deeper with us, because this is where most people either get it right or spend years wishing you had chosen differently.